Yo, yo, how you doing, guys? So a little while ago, I put a poll in here in the group and asked what you guys would like to learn more about. And the thing that came out on top by far was that you would like to learn more about esoteric concepts, skills, and tools and systems. So I want to respond to that by, over the next 7 weeks, I'm just going to upload a tiny little video about each of one of the 7 chakras from the 7 chakra system. In broader esoteric studies, you'll find that there is actually a 12 chakra system, but they can be a little bit sort of out there and potentially so ethereal that it could be a bit overwhelming or triggering. So I don't actually recommend like starting there. I recommend starting with the 7 chakra system. So today I want to talk about the root chakra. The root chakra is the base chakra. So imagine that it's at like the end of your tailbone. Like when you sit down on a chair and you sit sort of, like in yoga when they say like find your seat. It's like when your pelvis is properly aligned against the floor and your spine is straight. That part, like where your perineum is, between your butthole and your vajayjay, or whatever other, I don't even know why I said that. That's not very gender inclusive. I'm a bitch. So your perineum, in between your genitals and your anus. That is where your root chakra is, and this is associated with your base needs and instincts. It's your survival chakra. It's got to do with your material world and well-being. So when you think of your root, it's the color red, and it's associated with the need to belong, the need to feel safe, the need to eat, sleep, reproduce, recreate, procreate. It's also, all of the chakras can be in or out of balance. So in balance, when your root chakra is in balance, you feel like you belong. You have an element of self-control in your life and self-mastery because you're not being driven by, unconscious survival needs. So a lot of times when we have like PTSD, for example, I certainly do. It's much more managed now than it used to be, but my root chakra was so out of balance that everything was fight or flight or freeze. Whereas now I have more calmness in my nervous system. And so my sense of safety and my sense of belonging and my sense of being in my body, right? Because your physicality is a very like root chakra thing. So being able to calm your nervous system, and I'll teach you something in a second about how to do that. The root chakra in balance is, and this is an area I'm still working on too, is like you have financial like stability, you're materially stable, your relationships are healthy, and you've got a sense of community around you. You've got good people around you who make you feel safe, You've got a roof over your head. You're not living in constant, sorry, that's my mum calling me. You're not living, with unstable accommodation. I used to have that too. Within 4 years I lived in 14 places and I was homeless for 9 months, and that really fucked up my root chakra energy. It put me in this sense, like my roots, I couldn't put my roots down. And that's a great way of thinking about it. It's like your root chakra. Think about roots. Are you rooted into the earth? And if you're not, you're going to have imbalance. You're going to be quite dissociated from your physical body, most likely, and also unable to build your life. Because think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I see the chakra system as sort of like that. Your base chakra is sort of like the lowest rung of that pyramid of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And like within that framework, if you don't have your base needs met, you can't work your way up the pyramid. You can't self-realize, because you can't work on your self-esteem. You can't work on, developing healthy, intimate relationships. You can't work on realizing your dreams or becoming an awakened and enlightened person when you don't know if you're going to have somewhere to sleep tonight, or if you don't know whether you're going to have food on the table or in your belly tonight. So the root is the root. It's the root of everything. So how do we bring the root chakra into balance? I've got a couple of exercises, a bit of homework for you. One, I want you to journal about your root chakra. I want you to ask the question on a piece of paper, do I feel safe? And I want you to write a journal response to that question. And then I want you to ask the question, how do I feel in my body? And then I want you to journal out a response to that. And if you want to, feel free to share it in the group. The other thing to do is spend time in nature. Spend time with your feet on the earth, like actually earthing, bare feet on the soil. 10 minutes is enough to make a huge difference. And another thing that I've learned to do too through working with Victoria Redbard at the New Paradigm Intimacy Institute, in her 5-day challenge, what she recommended to do, I'm so sorry, my cat's in the litter box. What Victoria says to do is like to, as a self-pleasure thing, to calm your nervous system in relation to the root chakra, is to actually lovingly touch your legs, your pelvis, your hips, your knees, your genitals, lovingly and tenderly. Anyway, I gotta go. I will see you guys later. See what you feel about those practices and let me know how they go for you. And I'll catch you next week for the sacral chakra. Bye.